So Jim, just overall, how do you feel like OTAs went heading into minicamp?
So far, so good. Been really encouraged with the training environment, the meetings, practices, the attendance, just the effort. Been some like the first coat of paint, second coat of paint. Maybe we're at the third or fourth coat of paint right now. It just feels good it feels good that we're getting better at football.
What are you hoping to get out of this week before you guys have that long break before training camp?
Yeah, just another coat of paint. Another good week of football. Just taking advantage of every minute, every hour. Every day we have a chance to get better at football, and that's really the entirety of it. And then guys are going to get some much needed recovery, get themselves the family time. I'm sure they'll continue to train, but get regrouped, refreshed, ready for training camp.
Jim, right now, how good of a sense of this team do you have, or will it be more into training camp and pads and when you have a better idea, or do you feel like right now you have a pretty good grasp of how good this team can be?
Yeah, I'd say both are right. Think I have a pretty good grasp, of what can be seen now in the off season, but there's definitely positions and that require, the pads to be on to really have a true sense.
You talked a lot when you first got here about your excitement level of working with Justin Herbert. What has that been like now that you've had some time to work with him, and has there been anything that surprised you, or has he kind of been as advertised?
It's been incredible. I think it's probably the reaction everybody has. He's but from my standpoint, I knew he was really good, but you're right up, next to watching, where you can, feel the way, the ball comes out of his hand. It comes out a lot. It's going a lot faster than you think, than it looks on tape. He's bigger, taller than you think watching TV. Just, every kind of sense, smart, beyond, it's just incredible the way he picks things up, masters things, every detail, every small detail. The conditioning test was another eye opener. It's like, boy, just when you think he can't go another rung on the ladder of my esteem anyway, he finds another one. He smashed the conditioning test last Thursday. Crushed it, like out in front of, people trying to keep up with him. To the point, the athleticism and the strength, really, he could play tight end here. He could play edge rusher here. And he can really, and the arm talent is even better than advertised. It's an exciting thing. I found myself just sitting at my desk at times and going, he's on our team, And it's not just in shorts, because I've seen him do this in 11-on-11 NFL padded, football games.
When you have your franchise quarterback crush a conditioning test like that, how much does it kind of show to the rest of the group leadership and being a team leader and everything?
Yeah, there's been so many guys that have stepped up into that role of example setter, tone setter, here every day, every meeting, every weight room session, every practice, engaged. Every day, every hour, every minute. Nobody more than Derwin James and Justin Herbert. Those two have been really off the charts and incredible, and set the tone and been leaders by example the entire offseason.
With Justin, is there a moment from this spring that got you most excited, whether that's on the field, in the classroom?
Boy, that would be a long list. I don't have that list in front of me right now, but it's just a bunch. It's just, I mean, numerous throws, of course. The smashing the conditioning test. I mean, just like child's play. Like the way he's picked up the system. The cadence, the motion landmarks. The protections, his knowledge of protection. Yeah, I could point to a bunch of examples where he changed the protection, picked up the blitz, knew the blitz was coming, made this incredible throw or that. Boy, if I had to say the top of the list would be, just the way he elevates teammates. I mean, he lifts them up, kind of makes himself smaller and them bigger, as opposed to the guy that pushes the others down and, look at me. That's seen numerous ones of those. I think right now that would probably top the list, even though there's some there's some other ones too that are, but there's never any shameless self-promotion. I mean, he's just been willing to do anything and everything for the team.
I was gonna say, how coachable is he? Is he like he just wants to learn more? Has he got that passion for being a student of the game?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, he always has the right. I mean, I would say questions, but it's the right answers too. I mean, it's probably more so the right answer. Hey, what do you think of this? And he's got that ability too. He's an expert at football.
You mentioned him picking up the team. This is, I think, a third team in a couple of years. How impressive has that been, just from a mental standpoint?
Yeah, I think that's impressed everybody. We all had an understanding pretty much of what his mental capabilities are. I mean, he's a sharp, razor sharp, intelligent person. But it's also diligence. It's study. And it's feedback. I mean, there's nobody in this organization who's played quarterback at the high level that he has. So, like I said, there's an expertise there that's been extremely valuable.
Being around Justin, seeing his mental aptitude, you talked about some of the throws that he's made in practice. How has that, getting to know him better on a personal level, as a player, as a person, informed how you guys have gone about building the offense and molding the vision for the offense?
Yeah, from day one, it's been, we want this. How do you see this, Justin? You like it this way or this way? What do you like? What do you input? Over communication. It's been that way since day one.
The gold jersey for Justin, was that something you implemented or chose?
Yeah, he did not want that. He didn't. And I get that. I understand that. As a quarterback, I didn't like wearing a different color jersey than anybody else on the team. So I understand that that's not, ideal for Justin, as it wouldn't have been for me. But, the quarterback, we try to have a 2-yard halo around him, So when we're in the offseason and these kind of practices, stay away from the quarterback. And the gold jersey is just a reminder. 2 yards for all the quarterbacks, but the guy wearing the gold jersey, let's make that 2.5 or 3. And it's kind of the, just like sometimes you got, hey, neither decision's ideal, but I'm going to take the lesser of the two, worst case scenarios there. And but it happens, I mean, you got to take that real worst thing that could happen. You know, there could be, young defensive lineman that's, thinking they're making the team by beating a pass rush and getting too close to the quarterback. Could come from a young lineman that's, backed up too far into the quarterback, or a running back that, doesn't step up in protection. So, we're just trying to, our ultimate goal, let him complete a throwing motion.
He didn't wear them for the last couple ones, right? The gold jersey.
Yeah, he's kind of, Justin, he's kind of rigged the system a little bit. So I go, and we do the T-shirt jerseys on the odd days, and then we do the game jerseys and the football pants on the even days. So there must not have been a gold T-shirt made. Oversight there, Commander's oversight. We'll get that fixed. But yeah, when it's been the jersey, he's worn the gold jersey.
Jim, what have you thought about just with the jerseys? Typically, you have all the quarterbacks wear a different color. So is there something even further with the gold jersey that, like, hey, this isn't a backup either? Like, why not have all of the quarterbacks, I guess, wear different colors?
Yeah, that was a good question. That's a great question, and it came up. Like I said, I don't really want to put any quarterback in a different color jersey than anybody else. And all the quarterbacks, we're going to stay two yards away from them, create a halo around them. But with the guy who's wearing the gold jersey, make it 2.5, 3. There's a difference.
His competitiveness. What have you seen from his competitiveness? Whether it was last week at the golf course, or here in the film room, or out on the field?
Yeah, it's at the highest level.
Could you share some light into the 13-hole golf tournament that you, like, where did that
The
come
Harbaugh?
from? Yeah, the Harbaugh, and then, like, what did you maybe learn from your team, like, during that experience?
It was 13 holes of scramble golf. That it was just a scramble that you play as a team, just like best ball and everything. And I had a great group. The guys from Hyundai were great. I drive a Hyundai. It was cool to be talking cars with them and football. We had our chances. We didn't make the top 5 or anything, but and then after that it goes to individual play. So your 14th hole, whatever hole you're on, your 14th hole, you're playing your own ball, and the criteria it becomes playoffs. So double bogey or better, you get to move on to the 15th hole. Bogey or better, you move on to the 16th hole. Par or better, you move on to the 17th. And par or better on the 17th hole, you go to the finals. And there's a one-hole playoff for anybody that's made it through those tiers.
Did that have something to do with your childhood or something, like how you started?
It did. Yeah, to me, and my brother John, golf has always really been a 12-hole, 13-hole game. We didn't grow up in a country club, so we snuck on a lot of golf courses. I hope that didn't get me in trouble now, but especially back in Ann Arbor, Michigan golf course, Georgetown golf course, and you couldn't tee off the first hole. You couldn't play the first hole because it was too close to the clubhouse or the starter. And then the second hole, you could see the tee box from the second hole was a par 3, and you could really see the third tee box from where the starter was. So you kind of had to get on the 5th hole or the 4th hole, and then you could never play the 18th hole, 17th hole, and most of the time not the 16th hole. So we just got used to golf being 12, 13 holes.
You follow the game professionally? Scheffler and what he's done?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, if I have a Sunday off, that's what I like to do. Sit there and sometimes take a little nap, but definitely love watching the guys compete. I've had the opportunity to go to some tournaments. Been to Augusta. My daughter Addie and son Jack, we went to Augusta in 2023. 2020, not 23, no, 2022, we went there. It was great. Went to all 4 days, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We had our green chairs and darn near went to every hole. Yeah, we're big fans.
Coach, is there any benefit with, in training camp, there's going to be 5 teams having training camps here in the greater Los Angeles area in terms of joint practices and teams not playing their starters in preseason games and using that more? Is that a benefit for you?
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, I don't know if any contracts have been signed or there needs to be, but we've had those discussions and looking forward to the opportunity of that.
Coach, obviously you love doing this, you love coaching. What is your favorite thing about this time of year? Is it building relationships? Is it seeing what the team's going to be? What's your favorite part about this new process of being in a new place?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, probably all those things you just mentioned. I mean, the relationships, the rapport, that's built on a team. There's a tremendous thing about just getting. Why are we here? To get better at football, and to watch that process go on every day. I mean, guys, the way they're training. I mean, key performance indicators. Watching those improve on a weekly basis. Combing through the system. Really the both offense, defense, special teams. Really fine tuning and detailing that out. Just an opportunity for a day in football. And got health in one day. We could, chance to be better today than we were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than we were today. That's the most exciting thing.
Yeah, offensive line obviously have a better idea in training camp once the pads come on, but what's your assessment of sort of where that group is at right now?
Really good. I think it's on track to be, a top-tier offensive line in the NFL. And, yeah, Rashawn, Zion, Bradley Bozeman, probably right now Trey Pipkins, and Joe Alt. I mean, those 5 have really separated themselves, and I think that's back up, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th offensive linemen, require pads to sort those out because they'll be close, but it's going to be real. I think it has a chance to be a really top tier offensive line. I mean, they're just doing everything right. You can really see the coaching. I see this with the defense too. I mean, you see the coaching, you see the guys buying in to what we're doing on defense because you see it through the technique when you watch the tape. I see the same thing in the offensive line. So that'd be our top tier, and then there'll be some positions, specific, to the depth chart that'll get sorted out in training camp.
Trey, the move inside is something new for him. So what has he shown you moving from right tackle to right guard so far?
Extremely capable, of doing it, and he's an outstanding player. He's an outstanding tackle, and he's an outstanding guard. I mean, he's the idea of getting to our best 5 at all times, and playing that, it may shake out and what the rotation is, but you need 5 really good ones, 5 best you have, playing as one. I mean, pretty much every team we play, I mean, they have really good edge rushers on both sides. They have interior rushers that are good on both sides. So that not having a weak link, is critical. And I think we're trending to really having a top to bottom outstanding offensive line.
What were the discussions like as far as moving into right guard? Was that something way early in the process you saw film-wise, even while scouting Joe, as far as draft plans, that you can move him inside?
Pretty much every offensive lineman, has that versatility. Guard, tackle, right, left. Some don't have the versatility to snap. Some do. There's. I don't think that's a rare or uncommon thing. Especially for how athletic and good Trey Pipkins is.
Do you expect full attendance today?
Yeah, I mean, I would anticipate it.
Anyone you know is not going to be able to be here?
No, it's nothing I've really focused on or at all throughout the off season, and we've had perfect attendance. We've had near perfect attendance, and we've had some guys working through something. That happens on a given day, but they're training hard too, and I think we're really trending toward having our best and healthiest team going into training camp, which was the goal, which was the original stated goal of off-season OTAs, mini camps. Get our healthiest and best team to training camp, and happy to say we're trending in that direction.
We saw Junior leave a practice. We haven't talked to you since then. He hadn't really been in team drills. Was he dealing with something physically?
Yeah, he was working through something. Just
Details.
back now.
And then Donald Parham.
Yeah, working through something.
Any details on
Trending real. I mean, it's getting pretty close.
what was the nature of the injury?
Just working through something. Let's just go with that. I try not to step into the HIPAA gray area. So that'll be our probably communication going forward. Yeah. Guys working through something.
More?
I'll tell you if it's like long term or something. I'm sure.
Jim, as far as keeping Joey and Khalil, just now that you've gotten to work with them,
Yeah.
what's been your experience getting to be with two veteran edge rushers like them?
As I said, that defense is really coming together. I mean, I've just noticed it day after day. It's been a real bright spot. I mean, the way they bought in, the way they're playing them in the mix of veterans and young players. I definitely think we got a starting, 11, 13, I would call it on defense right now. And you can see it through the technique and the way they're communicating. The way they're playing has been outstanding. Joey, Khalil, especially Thule, Bud, great additions. DP has been great. Our defensive line, didn't know where that was exactly, when I first got here, but it's a strength. It's a strength for us. Really excited about it, and I don't think any team has two better safeties. And we have two really great safeties, and we'll, who the fifth is, who the sixth is. I mean, still to be determined. But right now, got to get the pads on to kind of square out some of those battles. Figure some of those out. But hope that answered the question. They're dynamite. Joey and Khalil and Thule and Butter, really good too. It's fantastic to have that edge. But I'm really excited about our interior defensive line. It's good. Puna, Scotty. So it's really good. Morgan Fox, Tito. I mean, it's coming together really nice.
Going into the off-season program, did you have any expectations of where you would be at this point? And is it on schedule, ahead of schedule?
Yeah, my expectations, I'm glad you asked that question. I mean, they're high, I think if you don't like high expectations, then you probably don't like to compete. But the expectations are, to make it a great day. My mood will always depend on how the football practice went. And I've been in a good mood. So that's the expectation today, make it a great day. And, it's got a lot of excitement today. We're going down to Camp Pendleton. That's going to be tremendous, honoring the honor and courage and commitment of the Marines. I mean, guys that they're heroes. They don't get a day off. And also excited about the kids that live on the base. We're doing a Place 60 there today. It sold out, or I don't know, the sign-up list, was full in about 2 minutes, I was told. I'm excited. Morgan Fox, mentioned him. He lived on a base growing up in Colorado and overseas in Germany. He does so much. He's got a camp next week and does so much for wounded warriors. Excited to watch that interaction. Warriors on the battlefield meet warriors on the gridiron. So that's, excited for an incredible day today.